Hello Ji, Jai Gurudev. My name is Jazz Saikon. Welcome to your Saheli chat show. And mere naal hage do guest Devinda the Gurdial. Hello Ji ladies.
Welcome.
ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਿੰਨੇ ਜਣੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਕਈ ਹਫ਼ਤਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਬੁੱਕ ਰੀਡ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਇੱਕ ਹਨਾ ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੀਏ ਦ ਬੁੱਕ ਹੈਗੀ ਅਨੀਤਾ ਮੁਰਜਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਸ਼ੀ ਸ਼ੇਅਰਸ ਡਾਈਂਗ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਮੀ so basically she shares a near-death experience so it's just all her programming her conditioning from childhood her fears that actually get her to become quite ill. So let's share.
Yeah, it's a story. It's a very good story. I think it's. If anybody gets a chance to read this, please read this book because it's quite dark and about death and ki hunda. She explains it so beautifully that maut di koi ending nahi hundi. She actually says that she actually experienced the gay in the spirit world that she actually felt that although meri changi tarah jaag aayi, we call it the awakening. She felt all this life. She can although asi sapne ch sutte rahe sige, but when she went through that transition, she realized I actually woke up. I woke up that actually experienced that who I really am. Meri sachai ki hai, and sachai has always been completely the opposite of what she thought she was in her her physical life. That sare dar ke reh ke bachpan to cancer di bimari ho gayi sigi. So she's telling the root cause of cancer di bimari is fears that she adapted from a very young age and throughout her life.
ਤਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਛੋਟੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਵੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਬੁੜੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ
ਉਹਦੀ ਮੰਮੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਿਗਾੜ ਨਾ ਸਪੋਇਲ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹਣਾ ਨਾਲੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਨਖਰੇ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਯੂ ਕੀਪ them low ਹਾਂਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੋਝ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਬਰਡਨ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਸੇ ਇਹਨੇ ਛੋਟੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਸੁਣ ਲਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਮੈਂ ਕੁੜੀ ਹਾਂ ਪਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਭਰਾ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇੱਜ਼ਤ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਡਰ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਬੋਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਦਾ ਬੋਝ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਬੋਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ but at the same time she realized that ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਹੋਵੇ I have to keep it hidden. ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੀ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਦੀ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਬਰਡਨ ਬੋਝ ਬਣ ਜਾਣਾ
ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਮੋੜ ਕੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਹੋਈ ਗਈ ਸੋ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਈ ਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਕੂਲੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਫਿਰ ਬੁਲੀਇੰਗ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਘਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਨ 'ਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ
ਦੱਸਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ
ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੀ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਛੋਟੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਨ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਬਹਿ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਭਰਾ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਨੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਬਹੁਤ ਘਟਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ
ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਰੈਜ਼ੋਨੇਟ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਨ ਲਾਈਫ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਡਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਥੋਟਸ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਡਰ ਕੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਫੀਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਣਾ ਡਰ ਹੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਡਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਇਹਦੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਸਿੰਗਾਪੁਰ 'ਚ ਬਟ ਫਿਰ 2 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੀ ਫਿਰ ਹਾਂਗਕਾਂਗ ਚਲ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਸੀਗੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਪਰ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਇਹ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਕਲਚਰ ਕਮਿਟ ਕਰੇ ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਕੈਥੋਲਿਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਵੀ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕੌਨਫਲਿਕਟ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਫਿਰ ਜਦ ਕੈਥੋਲਿਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਟੀਚਰ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਤੂੰ ਜੇ ਸੰਡੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੈਵਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਕੈਰੀ ਡਰ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਡਰ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਸੰਡੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਈ ਮੈਂ ਹੈਵਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਊਂਗੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਬੋਝ ਪਾਣੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਡਰਦੇ ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਮਿਲੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ survive okay I only need love to survive So for school ਦਾ ਵੀ ਡਰ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਬੁਲਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹਦੀ ਇੰਗੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਫਿਰ ਇੰਗੇਜਮੈਂਟ
ਉਦੋਂ she rebelled
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਮ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇਣਾ ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਇੰਗੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਟੁੱਟ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਫਿਰ ਉਦੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਲੋਕੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਤੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਦਾ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚੇ ਤੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੀ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਡਰਨ like she felt inadequate she felt I'm not good enough I'm nothing I could do that can please anyone I can't please myself
ਉਹਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਡੈਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਰਕ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਡੈਡੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦਾ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਡੈਡੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੰਮੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਸੌਫਟ ਸੀਗੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੇਤਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ she never felt happy ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਮਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ her dad wasn't happy so ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ it's just pressure on pressure so ਉਹਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਫਿਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਖਾਸ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ
ਯੈਸ ਉਹ ਡਰ ਗਈ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਿਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜਵੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਲਿਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਕੁਛ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੁਣ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਰੋਂਗ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੋਹਰੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਸੋਚਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਕਿਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ and we're all told all the time especially about cancer 1 in 2 of us are going to get it which we know but Phoebe with her own fears her own negative thoughts look what it did to her she became so ill and she had this near death experience
ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਲਿੰਫੋਮਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਨਾ so I think ਜਦੋਂ friend ਬਾਰੇ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਦੋ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ ਸੀਗੇ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਸੋਚੀ ਜਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਰਿਐਲਿਟੀ ਸੋ already ਛੋਟੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੇ she realized fear was her identity her life was based on fear so ਸਾਰੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਵਿੱਚ fear ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੂਡ ਵੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਜੋ ਜੰਕ ਫੂਡ ਦਾ ਟੌਕਸਿਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੋਚ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟੌਕਸਿਨ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਹਿਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੋਚ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਖੁਰਾਕ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ lymph nodes you know what lymph nodes are it's about eliminating isn't it our waste so obviously she could eliminate the waste or toxin bandhi so she had lymphoma
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹ ਵੱਡੇ ਲੈਮਨ ਜਿਹੇ ਬਣ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਫੋੜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਿਜ਼ੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਭਰੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਬੋਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
because ਉਹਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਟੌਕਸਿਨ ਭਰ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਨਾਲ but she tried so hard ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਖੁਰਾਕ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਖੁਰਾਕ ਵੀ ਇੰਨਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ she had a green juice ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ vegan foods but ਜਿਹੜਾ it doesn't make any difference but ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੰਦਰ belief ਸੋਚ ਡਰ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ healthy ਖਾਓ ਜਾਓ ਨਾ it doesn't make any difference
well with dad like you know ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਢਿੱਡ ਦੁਖਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ causes issues with your stomach ਕਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ heart disease ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ but in her case it's just an example ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਡਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ all the time ਡਰ ਕੇ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਹੀ ਮੋੜੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਇਹਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਆਈ ਇੰਨੀ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਹੋਈ ਤਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਾ ਇਹ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਇਹ ਮਰ ਗਈ ਆ ਹਨਾ
2002 ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਫਿਰ
2006 was the day that she died
ਇਹ ਉਦੋਂ ਚ ਮਰ ਗਈ ਸੀ but in between ਇੰਡੀਆ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਪੁਣੇ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਇਲਾਜ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਰਨ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਬਹੁਤ because ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਸੀ ਸੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਫਰਕ ਪੈਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ because ਇਹਦਾ ਸੋਚ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਟੇਬਲ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਐਂਡ ਡਰ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਫਰਕ ਪੈਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ that just proves to you ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਆ
ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਸਟ ਵੀਕ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ 2 ਦਿਨ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਓ and the love that this man got from the whole ਟੱਬਰ he lived another 7 years it just goes to show ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਠੀਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਚੱਲੇ ਆ it just goes to show
ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਪਾਵਰ ਹੈ ਨਾ
ਨਾਲੇ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਅਪਲਿਫਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਕੇਅਰਫੁਲ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਤੇ
definitely during my trauma you know I lost my dad recently and during my difficult time ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਇੰਨੇ ਚੰਗੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਆ in my life that are uplifting me I'm going to be okay and look at the love I'm getting and it makes you so strong and you're so grateful for that and then you get more of that and so ਇਹੀ example ਹੈ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ you know we've all lost our parents we know what death is grief is we'll just touch on grief a little bit actually because again it's a topic ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ you know we sweep it under the table and I think it's a really important topic because we're all going to die one day it's a guaranteed ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਇਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਆ so it's guaranteed we're going to go I think we should talk about how we would like our funerals to be how we would like where we would like our ashes to be scattered it's very taboo and especially me now being the only parent I find it I should talk to my children rather than
your wishes,
leave them to you know struggle and suffer what would mom like what should we do and I'm not from India, I don't want to go to India. So these things I think we should discuss openly, because you know, grief ek apne jadon we have a death, then we have all these traditions and cultures. Oh karna chahiye. Again, it's so much. There's a lot of overwhelm in all this, and then what's really healing is the congregation, how we sit together, we talk, we hear other people's stories, and that's why it's all very aligned with the work we do anyway. But grief is a really big topic, still taboo, because apne idhar darya appa id gal karde a Nita di or dardi sigi to live, appa darde a to talk about death. And you know, it's a big topic, because ਜਦੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਡਿਨਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਸੱਚੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਕਾਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਂਗਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਕਾਤੇ ਹੋਇਆ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਕੀਤਾ, look what we're going through. And then from the anger we start to bargain. ਆਪਾਂ bargaining 'ਚ ਚਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ bargaining ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਿਤੇ acceptance ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਹਨਾ, and then we go into depression as well. If we don't go into acceptance, we go into depression. So it's a really big topic, because everybody and every death is different, and each death we go through requires a different version of you, doesn't it? And so we, you know, should be open and accepting to talk about death, and so should our children be, because I think jadon koi chale bhi janda ya, it's up to us to keep them alive. You know, because, and that's what we teach our children and our grandchildren, because you still love them today, although they're not with you physically. You still love them, and you're missing them, and it's okay to do that, and it's okay to feel all the emotions connected to death. I did make a few notes on death actually, because you always forget, but it's you know, it's everybody is different, but whatever helps you to talk about it, or whoever you can talk about it to, we should do.
I think people who already had a loss in the family, you find it probably easier to talk to them, because somehow they've gone through that process. But if it's someone new and just recently had a death that it's never happened before in the family, like I think like when I lost my mum and dad, because that's the greatest loss I ever had, and I don't experience any losses before that. So it's an impact then, but then at the same time, if now somebody spoke to me about it and actually see there's not an end, I didn't see an end.
No.
You know, I don't see my mum and dad, I don't miss them, because I know they're not physically here, but I'm more connected with them now.
That's so true, because when they're gone, when people are here, we sometimes kind of take them for granted a little bit. But when they're gone, they're with you all the time. Every day you're thinking of them, talking about them, and somebody really only dies when we don't talk about them or mention them at all.
So this is where I think legacy is important.
Definitely.
Where, you know, you do consciously spend more time with the people that you love, because then we can spend a lifetime crying that we should have done this, we could have done this, but you know, when we die, that's it, we're gone. And if you can make a conscious effort, je tusi, you know, phone hi kar sakde hain, you know, karke we understand everybody's busy, sade nyane busy hai, sade pen bra busy, everybody's busy, par fir bhi je tusi time karke jida tusi keh sakde that on your dad's birthday you all got together, karke ode naal zyada khush sige. So sometimes siana ehi chahunda hai ke nyane mere kol on time spend karn, so sometimes that's enough.
Exactly.
But just doing things, ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਉਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਕੀਤੀ, you know, the good things in their life. So ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਡਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ, ਯੂ نو, ਗੁੱਸੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਈਏ, ਜੇ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਵੀ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ, ਹਨਾ, ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਚਲ ਗਏ ਉਦੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ,
exactly,
change anything.
My dad always said, your life is like a movie. Make it a movie that's worth watching, because when you're on your funeral day, it's all going to be played, so make it worth the play, right? And so people are going to watch it and think, wow, what a man or what a woman, because ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਇਆ ਉਹਨੇ, like we said, ਜਾਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, and we should, as long as we've got no regrets, we can handle that death you know.
But even in regrets, there's beauty.
Yes.
Because ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਸਿੱਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ,
Yeah.
ਹੈ ਨਾ? But ਜਿੰਨੇ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, we should try and, you know, enjoy our life, but make the people who are around us, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰੀਏ। ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਲੇ ਵੀ ਗਏ, they can say, oh, ਉਹਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਸਾਇਆ ਸੀ, ਏਦਾਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਉਹੀ ਚੇਤੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ you feel happy and you feel uplifted.
Yes.
I mean,
so those are the, for me, that's important.
A year after my mum passed away, saal ho gaya siga, so that's where I felt I really connected with her, because I also had this saying, Mum, tusi kyo chala gaye? But she came to me in the dream and said, I want you to go because where I am now, I'm at a place where I can help you behind the scenes. But ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਸੀਗੀ, she was bedridden. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't help me. But when she said that to me, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਨਾ, ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਇੰਨੀ support ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਇੰਨੀ look after ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ, not you, ਤੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ, I'm doing everything for you. And then I felt this immense connection to the level I never felt when she was here. And that's when I read this book. Because the same thing happened with her, because she met her dad in the spirit world, and her dad said to her that, I was there at your wedding, I was there at everything, I was throughout your illness, I was there when your mom passed away, I was every moment I was with you. So it made you realize that death, it's not something they've gone, they've actually come to us, but they come to on a deeper level, they come to us at such a soul level that we don't have to pick up the phone to talk to them. They're in us, talking to us all the time. They're not separate from us. The only part we believe is separation is our mind. Our mind, our ego thinks it's form of separation, but on a higher conscious level, we are all connected. The spirit world here, we're all one. And that's when I realized that the ik on Kada, we're all ik. You know.
Definitely. And it's like, say, when you read a book like this, and when you've been through something like this, you have your own questions, because you think, okay, she's put it so nicely, but you know, she had an awakening and she saw the other side. So when somebody really goes, like they say, aadmi eksa aya ta aadmiya nahi hai ta, we call it lash kehn lag jande ਆਪਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਾ। So sayak ਜਿਹੜਾ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ, ਬਾਕੀ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਪਿਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ। So it's just a transition from one uniform to another. That's how I look at it, and it gives me peace, because ਕਿਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਏ, ਸਿਰਫ ਸਾਈ ਗਿਆ ਆ।
It's so interesting because my daughter was born and she took her first breath. It's so strange because all of a sudden it's like everything went still. Everything just went, there's no time, nothing. And then I noticed that same thing when I was with my mom. I was there when she took her last breath and I saw her expression on her face. The same thing happened then. It just went still. There was no time. So that first breath and the last breath, there was something there that went into that stillness of who we are. And I'll never forget that experience.
My experience when my mum passed away, I was in the hospital, City Hospital, if anybody knows that. And I was walking down that long corridor and I said, oh, you know, God, I'm on my own. When I went to pick up her death certificate, and at the back of on my back, I felt this really big heat, as if to say, I'm here. You know, you're not on your own. So I don't know whether that was my mom, whether it was God, whether it was a higher consciousness, or you know, the source. But it was there saying to me, you're not on your own.
You're going to be okay.
You're going to be okay. So it was just such a beautiful, and I'll never forget that.
And it's comfort, isn't it? Because like the way you were feeling, and you know, when they've gone, and those that haven't been ill, just gone just like that, like my dad, honestly, they look so at peace, and they look even younger, even better than when they were here. It's just something amazing. And I really do not fear death, because I've just seen it so much.
I don't.
I'm accepting. I think
it's not the fear of us. We'll be fine. It's just the family. You probably worry about them because you don't want them to sort of like just suffer.
No, you don't want them to suffer.
But you can help them already. Because they're my kids. They know how we talk and everything. They know how, you know, things that we've been through. And they were there when they saw my mom and dad passed away and things. So they realize that, you know, it's not the end. There's a beginning or something.
It is very precious. It just makes you, when something like this happens close to you, it just makes you realise how precious life is, because it's just like a switch, isn't it?
And I think it's important to mention we are very lucky, because you know, the real family, your real friends do come.
Yeah.
You know, and thank God we're not in COVID anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we can all try and support each other and lift each other up. And like you said, you know,
because
that's what helps you
that's
through.
our counselling,
that
isn't it, in a way?
Yeah.
And everybody's coming and sharing their stories, and then they also, you know, the genuine ones, they come and you know how upset they are and how much that person meant to them.
Yeah.
They all have their own memories with that person.
And that's so precious.
That's so precious, and you love it. I'm like, oh, we were so drawn to our mama.
Yeah.
He came and he had so many stories, and they gave us comfort. They made us laugh,
And cry.
and cry. It was really nice actually listening to his stories. And again with Anita Mojani, what she says is, like when she had this experience, it was like being in this warehouse, wasn't it? With the lights switched on.
Because like here on this realm where we are in the world, we walk around with a torch. So whatever the light's shining on, because this is whatever we're focusing on. So now he did that. We don't see anything more than that. You know, so we were sort of like very limited because our attention. I was thinking, my world is just this. You know, I'm only worthy of this.
So
nothing
you're
more than
just
that.
looking at one screen, aren't you?
But she goes, when she went to the spirit world, she goes, it's like forget the torch, the whole, you know, the warehouse analogy. Like you hear it, like this is a warehouse, and we're only walking around with the torch. So no, this. So whatever you're giving attention to, that could be attention to something we don't like, we're experiencing that, or we're giving attention to what we do like. But he this there. But in the warehouse, in the spirit world, it's like the whole switch, the whole so we realize that sara kuch hega sade right now. Everything that we desire, it's not over there, it's not in the future, it's all here now. You know, that's how powerful and abundant we are.
And what we want, we can have that. If that's what we decide.
And she says, only thing that's preventing us, absolutely, the only thing that's preventing us from really sort of like enjoying this life and manifesting everything is our limiting beliefs. I'm not worthy of this, I'm not worthy of being a rich man, I'm not worthy of being in that relationship, you know, nobody loves me, nobody respects me. That's what ends up, we're walking around with a torch, you know.
And that's what we get more of then.
That's all we are, because that's all we...
That's going to expand, isn't it?
That's all we get an extension to.
But if you say nice things to yourself, oh, I'm a kind, I'm a caring person, I'm
you're
loving.
changing your belief.
You're changing your belief, but people can see that in you. I mean, you know, I don't want to keep going on about our event, but I just feel that that's what everybody felt there. They didn't feel judged, and what we're giving out is coming back to us.
And we've given them permission, haven't we? And we've said, you're worthy, come on, you need this. I mean, our next event we're going to do in London in June is it's going to be called Because I'm Worth It. And we are. You are all worth it. So it's like we were saying earlier in the car, you know, when you start saying things like, I'm worthy, I forgive me, I forgot my worth, you know, I know what I'm worth. And it all changes, doesn't it? It's just little things. Sometimes you just got to look in the mirror in the morning to say, I love me, I'm great, I look really good today. It just picks you up.
Saying it all the time, and say it more. Say it even at that time when you're actually getting triggered. When somebody's making you feel worthless, you say, okay, that's my past thinking, just playing itself out. But I know my truth, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. That's when we change the program. And the more we do it, and you know how we can do it more? The more we get triggered.
And that perception, whoever said that, is a perception of them. It's nothing to do with you or me, is it?
The perception of them, but at the same time,
they're mirroring
what we need to
already think.
Because I'm already believing I'm not worthy. That's why they're making me feel that way. How else would I know? There's no way I would know. So they're helping me. Okay, all right, thank you for making me aware of that, but I am worthy, I am worthy. And that's when you start realizing that the other people then start you know, congratulating and appreciating your worthiness. But we have to do
the
work ourselves.
We do.
And let the triggers come, because soon as more trigger, because there are some people that say, but I have been doing this, I have been saying that, I have been affirming every day I'm worthy, I'm worthy. Or Jack, is somebody gone and said something that to me? I said it's okay, because that is still the old, you know, the manifestation. It's energy. Energy just doesn't stop like that. It still has to play itself out. But also at the same time, it's like it's strengthening your muscle. We have a new muscle, new neurological pathway. It's strengthening itself. If I just, like you do training, you know, you have to keep running more and more to strengthen your muscle.
No,
you've got
to keep practicing.
The triggers like giving us like more time to strengthen our muscle and our belief system.
And it's recognizing those triggers. pata bhi nahi hega what's triggered you or what the trigger is. So you know, those that have done the work, they can recognize the triggers.
Yeah.
But जिन्हां नूं नहीं पता हैगा उन्हां नूं तुसीं की advice दोगे जिन्हां नूं पता नहीं लगदा triggers की आ.
But then they end up in a situation like where they end up having anxiety and depression when they have to completely surrender and go to their knees when they've had enough.
Yeah.
That's why
Because
that
they've
will
given
happen.
up, haven't they? And their
yeah.
fears have taken over, and then our side of symptoms
And what is depression, anxiety, the emotions overtake your thinking. You can't think anymore. All of a sudden you lose your senses, but sometimes you have to lose yourself in order to find yourself again.
Yes.
So people are not paying attention to their triggers. They'll find themselves, they have completely lost themselves, but that's good because now they can rebuild and find themselves again.
And everything you're doing is coming from a fear.
Yes.
It's not coming from love.
No.
So everything that you're doing in terms of anything, it's coming from fear because you're scared. So those feelings have become more and more negative.
Yes.
And then that just starts to play out.
That's just taken over, hasn't it? And then you're just going down and down, and then guilt comes in, and that takes you
all the lower emotions
away from everything as well.
But she also explains that here we sort of label the different emotions, right and wrong. Utte in the spirit world, there's no right or wrong. It's unconditional love where there's no judgment.
There's no religion, there's no culture.
No, nothing.
Everybody's
it's just
one.
unconditional energy of love is energy, and it's what we are. And when she was talking to her dad, she wasn't feeling like she was separate. His thoughts were her thoughts, and her thoughts were his. It's all one. That's right. Everything was one consciousness, and there's no. Even though her dad was showing the characteristic in the spirit world of very judgmental and strict, Utte, he goes, it was nothing of that sort. So that's what I'm saying. That some people want to think that. When they go over to them, they'll get punished. There's no such thing as punishment there, nothing whatsoever.
It's just pure love.
It's pure love, yes.
And I think that's the most important. People need to understand that there is nothing to be scared of.
No.
There's not a God out there punishing us or judging us. No. And like I was saying, the sun, it's like it shines equally on the saint and the sinner. It doesn't say I'm going to shine more on the saint and not the sinner. And that's what unconditional love is. That the unconditional love that it shines equally. It doesn't matter if you're Hitler or Mother Teresa. It shines equally that you are still
as worthy.
As worthy.
Yeah.
You're just playing out different roles. You're given different costumes. This is a school, this is a drama.
Yes.
And you're playing this role, you're playing this role.
Yeah.
And it's
so
we're just
true.
on a stage.
Yeah.
We're all on a stage.
And जो अपने ना कोई चंगा करदा या नहीं सो चंगा करदा वो भी ठीक है करके वो भी वो ही
Well, we're playing roles now. We've got our costume on. Now we changed, we're playing a different role.
Yes.
But this is all part of life. But every role is beautiful and divine, no matter how horrific it might look, but it has a divine lesson in there. I will not able through a rapist or somebody will not learn forgiveness.
No.
You know, forgiveness is another way connecting to our true essence. So every role has its purpose. And she also realized that she could not judge a criminal to a saint, she was saying here.
Yeah, because she saw everybody as one, didn't she?
Yeah. And we're all just energy, we're all pure love.
Everything is
and that's what she realised over there. And then her dad said to her when she was coming back, go and live your life fearlessly. She had the choice to stay there, but her dad knew that there was something that, she knew that there was something that she needed to give back.
She had to share this, right?
And she did. And what she did was she put this whole story on a website, and it wasn't discovered for about another 5 minutes by Wayne Dyer. And that's when it became global, because he did the foreword for her book. And it's amazing. It's just gone. And now she talks to thousands of people.
It's amazing. I've seen a few of her lives, and she's short, to the point, and just shares snippets of her journey, and everybody can relate to that.
But when she decided to come back, I think within 3 or 4 weeks, all her cancer had gone.
That's the amazing thing, isn't it?
Because she eliminated fear. She trusted and believed in her body to be a magnificent, powerful being of love. That's her new belief. And she just knew that she was love and nothing else. So all the cancer, everything, and the doctors didn't know what to say.
They just couldn't believe it. They kept looking for the cancer. They kept her in the hospital for another 4 to 5 weeks because they were continuously trying to find this cancer because they couldn't explain it. But there were only her own GP or doctor believed that she had this near-death experience, but they just wanted to explain it away. They said, some people have this, but in reality they just weren't ready to accept her version of what happened, which is really sad.
And
but
she also
that was what it was.
She amazed them because when she was in that transition part, she could be at every place at once. This I found so amazing that she we think that here we're in time linear here on this planet, but where she went in the spirit world, there's everything she was experiencing, the past, present, future, ikkatha hi ho reha siga.
Parallel.
So, parallel. So she could hear her brother who's in another part of the world, she could hear the doctors in the next room, and sara kuch ikkatha hi sunda siga. But that's how powerful we are. She was every place at once. And she didn't believe in reincarnation. She just thought that, but I'm existing everywhere at the same time.
Past, present, and future.
Everything at the same time.
All as one.
And all her past life, she was doing it all together. And it's amazing.
She saw her future as in she would be talking to thousands of people, but she didn't know what she would be talking about. But then obviously it was about this.
See, I can relate to that bit, her talking to thousands of people. When I lost my husband, I was really low and rock bottom. You know, you've lost your soulmate, your life partner. How are you going to carry on? But every time I went really low, he would either come in my dream and say, get up and stop this, right? Come on, you're stronger than that, or have a laugh. And he'd be wearing that same brown jacket, or he'd come into my sisters or my good friends' dreams and tell them to come and give me the message. And that was when I could see myself doing something bigger than me, something better, something to make a difference. And that's when your Saheli, you know, started. So I can actually relate to that and her sharing that. And you know, we're all here having a human experience, but we're spirits, aren't we? Having a human experience. And when we hear something like this, we realise what we are.
I mean, for me, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਹ ਬੁੱਕ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਇਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਸੀ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ, ਬਟ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਇਸ ਬੁੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੀਏ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰੀਏ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਅਪਸੈਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਾਹ ਜਾਵੇ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਜੀਏ ਆਪਣੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਹਨਾ, ਪਰ ਡਰੀਏ ਨਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਰ ਕੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਆ, ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਹਰੇਕ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਜੈਲਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਐਨਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਹ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ what do they say gossip ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਚੁਗਲੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ,
ਸੇਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ,
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ। ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਿਨ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਲੱਡੂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਥਾਲੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ, ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਆਪ ਜੀਓ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ, ਯੂ نو, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਇਟਸ ਫਾਈਨ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੀਣੀ ਆ ਜੀਵੋ, ਹਨਾ।
ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਨੀਅਰ ਡੈਥ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਹੋਇਆ, ਰਾਈਟ, ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਔਨ ਯੋਰ ਲਾਸਟ ਡੇ, he questions on they honey are lying on your deathbed, I'm 90 years old, I didn't live my life on my terms, मैं ओ नहीं किता, मैं ए नहीं किता. Do you say that to anybody then? ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ, ਕਾਹਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ, ਕਾਹਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਤੰਗ ਕੀਤਾ।
There's another saying, a life with fewer regrets is a life worth living.
Yes,
you know, do it. Courageously do it. I mean, I've done things like thinking, oh, I shouldn't say this because I might offend the other person, but I think I'm not being truthful here. I'm because I'd rather say it, you know, now than before my deathbed. And I was courageous. I did it. I said it, But also, I think what I found really empowering, what I read in the book, like when she explained that in the spirit world, that everybody was one. The other person was her. The other person's thoughts were her thoughts, and she didn't feel there's no thing of separation at all. We're all here connected. So that made me realize if ever I'm thinking negative about another person, or I'm thinking judgmental thoughts about another person, they're not another person.
No.
They were me all the time. So that also made me realize that, you know, if I really, really want to help another person, if I'm helping me, if I'm loving me, I'm actually loving them.
And the other thing you shared was when you say you're thinking, you know, badly about somebody or wrongly about somebody, how to change that. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ thinking change ਕਰ ਦੋ, how you're thinking
all the time. I realized that, you know, before I used to think that मैं बैठ के समझाऊंगी, this is my situation, and you know, once you understand me and this will be resolved. It doesn't work like that, because I'm trying to change the mirror but not changing the image. So it took me a while after so many different experiences and to realize that this is not really working. You think it is temporarily, it might work for like a few hours, but then it's gone back to the same. the change needs to be done here. So what I started doing, I just started saying, that person is so understanding. I don't know why they always, before I even say anything, they've got so much respect and izzat for me. And so I started changing my inner dialogue and I used to have this conversation with that person in my head all the time. And that's when they conformed, they changed.
Yeah.
Happens all the time now, and now I don't waste my time sitting. We need to sort this out. We need to sit and talk. I just do it here.
Yes,
and I realised that the other person was me.
Yes,
as
and
well.
It's so powerful. And you notice your triggers, and you know you can change everything. And it all starts with you, doesn't it?
Everything. When she explains in the spirit world, we're all one.
Yeah.
How can we think of ourselves separate here?
Yes.
Yeah. ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਫਿਰ ਕੁਦਰਤੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਘੱਟ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ ਸਮਾਨ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਘਰ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਾਕੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤਾਂ they've got so much less.
Yes.
So we need to celebrate what we have got than what we don't have. That ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡਾ we're coming from a place of love, gratefulness. So ਆਪੇ ਫਿਰ ਹੋਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ.
That's you switching on the warehouse light. The more you focus on warehouse, you see everything expanding.
This is the thing, we're quick enough to complain. But just remember the 9 sukh you have got. If God has taken one, you've got 9 others. Be grateful.
ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੀਤਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ you feel grateful be I'm so lucky
I'm blessed.
I've got this I've got this ਤੇ ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ.
And the other thing is like with your Saheli, the reason why we do this, we remember our why, don't we? Because I couldn't find a platform like this. And also it's not for the money. We're very blessed. We don't do it for the money. So that makes it even bigger and more powerful. Sometimes you diminish your message.
Different agenda and different energy. So you will get that reflected back if it's to do with money and but another thing she said so beautifully about that you always get your messages.
Yes.
You know, you just got to some messages milde are. So, you know, you had one the other night when you were sleeping. You share that.
Like a week ago, I was sleeping and I woke up and I just heard a voice. You are enough. You are responsible for your own happiness. And obviously, I can't bother.
That's the radio on.
I put the telly on or something. And I couldn't see anybody. But yes, like you said, you are getting messages all the time.
The messages come more clearly. So I really want to say, if you're coming from a place of love and self-respect, and be less in fear, because the fear blocks our connection with source energy and the spirit world. So when we're feeling less of fear, then we can hear these messages a lot more clearly.
It was lovely to hear that message, and I don't even know if it's a man's voice or a woman's voice, but I heard the words so clearly. Normally when I wake up, I like look at the phone to check what time it was. All I looked was Hajinera, I don't know what time it is. And then afterwards I went back to sleep again. Then when I woke up in the morning, I looked at my phone, it's about 6:30, so that's got to have been about 3 o'clock.
Amrit
Vela, I had that message, and I did feel really strong and really happy when I woke up that I'm enough.
And this also teaches you, I don't know, by intuition and gut feeling, how many people pay attention to it, but I realise it's a very, very GPS, a guidance tool. It really guides us to what we need to do and where we not need to do as well. It really does help us. So really, we've got to learn to start paying attention to it. I mean, we do. I don't know on our course. On my course, I do help people how to engage with it, understand it, how to use it every day, every moment when you're making decisions. You know, whether I should do it, whether not. Just listen to it, body, you know, sensations. It tells you. And I mean, I love to share this one experience. I don't think I've ever done it live. It's like, I think I have told you before in the past when just the night before my dad passed away. I was and we was having such a good time. As you just went out to the blue, went to Derby, went to visit them. But any kush is my mum just started to feel better, and my dad was so happy, you know, and we were just on a high, and you know, we were just literally having a party that day. And John, like, I think and then all of a sudden, we left the house. It was me and my kids and my husband. We left the house and just drove just to the end of the road, and all of a sudden I heard this strong voice, intuition saying, go back and say goodbye. And I just thought, you know, before, sometimes the moments I have not listened to it, I thought, no, we're in the car now, go back. It was so loud that I had to tell my husband, stop, really loud, and he put the brakes on. I said, don't reverse, just go back.
Just go back.
I ran back in the house, and because the door wasn't locked.
It's giving me goosebumps now.
I know, I ran back in the house. And I think my brother and Bobby was standing on the other side of the room, but all I knew that I just had to go and hug him, looked him in the eyes and said, goodbye, Dad. My dad, look at the goodbye, and I always say, Sashikam, but I never use the word goodbye. I went and hugged him and I said, goodbye, Dad. And I remember he looking at me and looking at him. And I just walked out the house backwards. I couldn't turn my back towards him, and walked out the house backwards, just waving to him. Sat in the car and sang all the way back home, because I felt so happy. And that's why they connected, because I was in a happy vibration. And then a few hours later, he'd gone. He passed away.
See, you listened to your gut intuition. Otherwise, you would have had regrets.
I didn't listen to it.
Telling me something. So that was something good. But sometimes you can also, your gut can tell you, say you're going somewhere, it's not going to be right for you. Dunaja. You know, you feel not right going, and we still go, and then we think, oh God. It's like sometimes when, you know, relationships are not great, you go to a function and you feel a bit, I really don't want to go. I just want that weekend to pass quickly. Because you know it's not going to be right for you.
A feeling will tell you something, because that was uplifting feeling, uplifting, go. But if I had a really sort of like a heavy feeling, then I would know, my body would tell me this is no. But if it's an uplifting feeling, because I was on a high and it's saying go now, so I knew I had to go. So you will learn how to adapt.
Important to recognise that, isn't it?
Anita Mojani does mention, I mean, I listened to one of her podcasts, she said that during the tsunami, do you remember the tsunami when loads of people had died and
terrible,
lots of people? She said the one thing that happened, the animals, very, very few animals died, because the animals listened to their intuition. They had all gone up, like onto a hill or wherever they went, so therefore very few died. And that's where we've got to get reconnected with our sixth sense, because at the moment we've all been conditioned just to listen to our five senses. But if we kind of ground ourselves and do the meditation, do the inner work, and you know, realign with what we want and not work from a fear base and work from a love base, our life and, you know, the illnesses and things like that would probably just go like that.
We were on a primitive when we were in our sort of like the cave time
fight, flight,
we were functioning from our gut intuition, because we were obviously under the threat of the environment and everything, and we were obviously operating from that. But over time we become so developed and become more in the mind. We sort of lost our connection with our intuitive and gut.
That's where that harmony isn't there. It's lacking, isn't it? Because everything's not aligned and we don't trust it.
And that's where we've got to try and connect back to it, because that's the most important thing. It's just like when, you know, you might be sitting in the Gurdwara and, you know, the Bani is so beautiful, you know, Shabad Sonic. I feel like that every day when I listen to the Shabad, and, you know, it just uplifts you and you just feel so good. But if you don't do that, then you get sucked into life, the physical life, and that's hard. And this is where we have to find where our joy is. Sanu kitho khushi mildi, kede naal khushi mildi hai, kodo khushi mildi hai. So ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, we need to do more of that. You know, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ. That is you living in your bliss.
And when you're in bliss, that's when we can really manifest things very quickly. We'll get to all this inspiration, like the word inspiration's got the word spirit in it. So we're connecting with spirit when we're inspired. And look how you met us. So even when we met first time,
I remember when we said, oh my God, this meeting is amazing, it's better than being on any date or anything else. This is just amazing.
But you can see what was happening. Intuition was going, yes, this is, our soul was saying, yes, this is it. So we can tell that buzzing,
we want to be on this journey.
Feeling.
We
it's the energy that was in us. And even when we do these shows and everything, we never feel tired or depleted. That's another thing to really be aware of. If you have a moment you're feeling tired and depleted and exhausted, you're not connecting with your soul intuitive message. That's a really big sign.
Indicator.
So if you're getting up and going to a job and you actually feel like, oh, I can't get up, I'm feeling tired, I've got a headache, my body's aching, you're not meant to be in that job.
No. So these are the little signs.
These are the messages.
These are the messages.
You know, how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally. All of the signs are there, but we're choosing to ignore them and thinking, you know what, I'll just carry on. But the more you're doing something that you really hate or, you know, you're not happy with, then, and there's a quote, I think this is my favourite quote, it says something like, God pushes you till you're absolutely to your absolute limit before you will make that change. But really the signs have always been there, and you know that. And that's where, you know, sometimes you just literally push to do something that, you know, because we're living in fear and we think, oh, you know, if I change my job, this might happen, or I might not like the people, and it's just that change.
You find
so
one straight away. What you've got to remember is the job will always be there. You might not be there tomorrow. That'll continue.
And that's a very
do what's right for
interesting what you said, like someone like they know they're not meant to be in this job, but like there's the fear of the change, or the fear of they're not going to find a better job, or the fear they're not going to be able to afford, you know, their daily expenditure. But what happens, the higher conscious, like you said, it knows you're meant to be in another job, or you're meant to have your own job, but then when the person gets fired, it might look like, oh, the world is, you know, is working against me, but that's when you get that push. Because you didn't listen to the signs before, you weren't listening to your gut feeling, intuition. Now you're fired. Now you got a choice. You got to go for that job that you're meant to do. Maybe be employee of your own job. You know?
See, there's even positivity in that, right? You know,
there's always
and this goes again. I mean, not just in the workplace, but this is when you're with people who you know don't serve you. You know, if you're in a relationship that doesn't feel good and it's hard work every day. ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਠਦੇ ਆ, you know, ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਲੜਾਈ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ. You know, and I understand your side of thinking it, but you know, that's something telling you that this isn't what you deserve or what you want. So, but moving from that situation, that takes courage, and it's hard and it's difficult, but you can do it, and there is light on the other side, because at the moment you're in darkness, and that situation will get better, but it's about trusting yourself and not continuous it's all to do with fears, isn't it?
Fear of change.
But if you think, you know, this isn't working for me or my children or my environment, you know, just look for the support, the help, and it will come to you.
We get so attached and codependent that we feel our life, can't imagine my life without this person or job, otherwise I feel like I have no other meaning in life. But there's so much out there, and we devalue ourselves.
Exactly. अपने culture the which codependency बहुत है. We always
we're conditioned
and we think on ये हो गया on they will look after me, or they will be there for me, but really you get away from actually being there for yourself when we get tied up in all this and that.
कई बारी डर ਹੁੰਦਾ है भी पता नहीं जे मेरा हस्बैंड ਜਾਂ पार्टनर ना होवे भी मैं किਦਾਂ घर चलाऊंगी, मैं कितों पैसे आओगे इधर, पर फिर आपे हो ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਆਪੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ. ਯੂ نو ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਬਿਊਜ਼ ਕਰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਕੁੱਟਦਾ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਕਰਦਾ, ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਇਹ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਜਾਂ environment सही नहीं, थोड़े लिए नहीं सही है, थोड़े न्याने नहीं. So you have to make that change.
You have to value yourself enough to make that change and trust in your strength.
थोड़ा belief हैगा, थोड़ा faith हैगा,
सारा कुछ हो जाना,
सारा कुछ हो जाना. जितने भी जिस चीज़ पे भी तुसी हाथ रखोगे वो हो जाना है. Because remember, you are enough. We always say this: you are enough. You really are, and you are the creator of your life, your destiny.
Absolutely.
Because जो भी तुसी आज भी जी रहे हैं वो तुसी create किता है ना?
Oh, everything we're creating. You know, every source that, you know, it eventually solidifies and becomes a fact out there. But it's all our responsibility. If you don't like it, change it.
Change it. If you're in that victim mode, say, oh, main eh ho gaya, oh, main eh karna siga. Again, you are the victim of your circumstances. So change karo. Kisi ne nahi kuch kita, hai na? You're enough. You're worth it. And keep saying good stuff to yourself. Keep your thoughts upbeat. And if you can't, or you're having a difficult time, again, contact us. We have great coaches, Gudyal and Dav. You know, these are the people that can help you, because you know that the kami here.
And we're both on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. And then there's the Your Saheli website as well that you can have a look
Facebook
at.
page, Instagram page, and come to our events. Come to the 22nd of May, the lunching Sahelis, where we're just going to be lunching and just talking. Sometimes you don't get time to do that, a whole day of just being around like-minded people.
And we create a beautiful healing space. So
Absolutely.
that means whatever comes up, we will help you to process it. You're not going to just share your stuff and just fall into pieces. No, we'll help you and process it all.
And ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ from the age of 18 up to the age of 80, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ make sure you come.
Everybody's welcome. And we get whatever we believe, so don't forget to keep that warehouse switch on. And
you are worthy.
And you're worth it because you've got everything within you, and you can be whoever you're supposed to be here, or whoever you want to be. I can't say that enough, because we often think ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨਾ.
Like Anita Hamrujani's final message was that we're here to enjoy ourselves. Life is meant to have fun.
I've always said that.
We're meant to have fun, enjoy ourselves, because it's a gift. This is a special experience God's having through us. He's experiencing himself through me, through Gudial, through each one of you, but without judgment. The only thing that brings in, all the sadness and misery is our beliefs. It's something that we've taken on board. They're not true. Belief, in the word belief, it says L-I-E, lie. It's a lie. It's not even true.
And somebody said this many, many years ago, and they're not even here to even answer your question. So what's not serving us, it's okay, let it go. And time doesn't wait for anybody. So any final couple of tips from either of you?
I'm going to say what Anita Moorjani said, because obviously that's what we've been talking about. Her dad said to her, go and live your life fearlessly. So I would want each one of you to try and take that step, even if it's a baby step. Go and live your life the way God intended for you to live it and enjoy it.
Yes, and like you said, hey, dunya sara sapna hai, it's a dream. So enjoy the dream. You can make anything of your dream. Just pay attention to what you want to experience. This life is a treasure. It's a treasure box. You can do anything you want. But jiri cheez tusi chahte ha na, you want to experience, give it all your attention and love and commitment, and ohi thonu miloga.
And exactly, and be free, because you're only here for a limited time. But if you've lived your life freely on your terms, it's long enough. And let the others be free to do what they want to do. And enjoy your life on your terms. And give yourself permission to do whatever you're supposed to do and whatever we're here for. And we'll be back very soon with another episode of your Saheli Chat Show. So join us then, and keep joining us every week. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you. Bye.